as you can see by the title, this will be a story time, which will be short, but how God called me to leave my hospital job without a backup plan. Okay, I'm gonna get straight into it because this is not gonna be that long, you guys. Bear with me because I don't know how good I am with storytelling, but take it lightly with me, y'all. Okay, but so my hospital job, I was there for 6 months, and I got my job because a friend that I knew, she was already working at the hospital, so she already had, knew some people, whatever. So that's how I was able to get in my hospital position, right? I was working with Baker Act and safety patients, and it was 12-hour shifts, and I was making $15 an hour, okay? And so in the midst of the 6 months, the job was all right. It was not bad at all. It was easy to a certain degree because it really depended on the state of mind the patients was coming in and who I had to be with inside of the room. And in that time, like I was like keeping myself occupied by journaling. I was listening to a lot of sermons around that time, which was by Miles Monroe, and that was really in my downtime because, see, the thing is that working with these patients, like, you have to pretty much observe them and document every 15 minutes of what they were doing or whatever. So in my downtime, like I said, I was journaling, and then I was listening to sermons by Miles Monroe. But the thing about it is that the way that I felt while working there 6 months was like, I really was not happy. I only got the job because, like, at the time, I was not really making any income prior to what the work I was doing, whatever. The work was inconsistent, which was home care agencies, because I was an independent contractor or whatever. So around that time, I really just got the job because I had just needed something just to, pay my bills. As usual, most people be getting jobs just to get by and knowing that it's something that they don't want to do. But anyways, so I just needed a job, right? And so I really was not fulfilled, you guys. I was sad, I was depressed, I was crying. Here and there, I would get I would just get emotional at times being there at the job, because it's like I dreaded going there. I had to get up 5 o'clock in the morning or whatever the case may be. And so I was finding myself staring out the window a lot while being there with the patients, and I bet they were looking at me like I was crazy, but I really was just staring out the window a lot, and I was just really feeling like sad and depressed inside. Like, I just was not happy, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't feel fulfilled. Like, this is not something that I really want to be doing. I don't see myself doing this long term. Like, I knew that I want what God wants for me. Like, I want to be in God's will for my life. Like, I want to help people, but not in this way, And so this was in July of 2023. It was 2 days. I want to say 2 days prior. No, it was. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Okay, so these 2 days I was working because I was going to be off the next day. I end up praying. I don't know if it was July 11th or July 12th. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know which day exactly it was, but I lived 7 minutes away from the hospital. And so I remember one day just praying in my head to God, and it was like a prayer of, God, if this is your, how can I say it? Like, pretty much, God, if this is your will, or if it's not your will, for me to be working at this job or whatever, show me a specific confirmation. And so when I prayed that in my head, I really truly meant that, because I really desire what God wants me, right? So when I prayed that, I let it go. I didn't think of how God was going to show me and when he was going to show me. I just left it alone. I didn't think no more, nothing else about it, pretty much. Okay, so the next day I was off or whatever, and so I don't know why was I up 6 o'clock in the morning. I don't really remember why I was up on 6 o'clock the next day or whatever, because I was off, and I don't normally get up that early, but my sleep pattern has not been right at all whatsoever ever since, I don't know, because see, I come from working 12 hours overnight and all that. My sleep pattern been messed up for like a good long time. But anyway, so like I said, the next day I was off, and I was up 6 o'clock in the morning. And so when I tell you the confirmation that I prayed, I did not know how or when, but let me tell you, when I was up that morning, I was on Canva, and I was looking up this watercolor. I was looking at this watercolor or whatever, and I have the screenshot to show you. I was looking at this watercolor, right? So when I looked up this watercolor in Canva, I saw a red cardinal, and that was the specific confirmation that I asked God to show me. Listen, y'all, that color had nothing to do with a red cardinal bird. I didn't know how he was going to show me, but the confirmation was for him to show me that it was not his will for me to be working there. And baby, I had to make sure that I was so blown away. I had to make sure that I was seeing right. I even went to Google. I know what it looked like, but I had to just double check. Going to Google, looking at this, because in that moment God answered me. It was not his will for me to be working at the hospital. And baby, when I tell you, I'm like, you know what, I had to go to work that Saturday. I did not show up because I prayed, God answered my prayer, and I just did not go back there whatsoever, because it's like, I'm going to be obedient. It's not God's will for me to be working there, baby, I'm going to quit. And I did it all by faith. I didn't think nothing else about it, because I'm like, I asked for him to show me confirmation, and it was very specific, and I didn't know how or when he was going to do it. But when I saw that was God answering me. And that's how he called me from my hospital job, because of showing me that specific confirmation that I asked him to show me. That day when I prayed on my way to the job in my head. And I did not have no clue that he would show me that confirmation. I really didn't see that coming, and that really blew me away, because God is so intentional and strategic. And that was like the next day or two when I got that confirmation. I kid you no lie, 6 o'clock in the morning. It was like 6:39 when I saw that. Like that. I had no clue, because I was not thinking about how he was going to show me. So just know that when you pray something to God and it's specific, you don't know how it's going to show up. You don't know how he's going to move. But let me tell you, God heard my prayer and he answered me. Like he really did. Hey, how you doing? I'm fine. So that is how God called me to leave my hospital job. And no, I did not have no backup plan, because at that point in time, I was just being obedient. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be obedient. He answered me, and I'm going to move by faith. And that's just that. And so that, I know it was short, but that is the testimony, and also that was the story time. I don't know if I did good. Y'all let me know in the comments. But have God ever showed y'all something like specific? Like, I don't know, like, can you relate? Let me know down in the comments, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Okay, God bless y'all. Bye.